Hello, today is the birthday of Sir Colin St. John Wilson, and we'll talk about him. Happy birthday, Mr. Wilson. This was the man, the British architect, quite a good architect, and a serious architect and a sensitive architect. Sir Colin Alexander St. John Wilson, born March 14th, was an English architect, lecturer, and author. He spent over 30 years progressing the project to build a new British library in London, originally planned to be built in Bloomsbury and now completed near King's Cross. Wilson was born in that place, the younger son of Henry Wilson, a Church of England clergyman who became Bishop of Chelmsford. Anyway, it's a long text. His father was known as the Red Bishop. Very interesting, Red Bishop. I like this very much. As a result of his sympathy for the Republican cause in the Spanish Civil War, Wilson was educated at Felstead School, and he studied history and then architecture at Corpus Christi College in Cambridge from 1940 to 1942, when he joined the Royal Navy Volunteer Reserve. He served as a lieutenant in a commission. My God, it's such a long text. He completed his study under Sir Albert Richardson at the Bartlett School of Architecture at University College in London, graduating as an architect in 1949. This beautiful, beautiful School of Architecture, Bartlett. After graduating, he worked in London. He worked for Sir Leslie Martin alongside James Stirling, Allison and Peter Smithson, Alan Colquhoun, Peter Carter. Anyway, it's a long text. His designs of this period include the Le Corbusier inspired Bentham Road estate. Wilson was involved with the independent group of artists at the Institute of Contemporary Arts in London, and he contributed to the seminal This is Tomorrow. And let's all of us say the same thing. This is Tomorrow exhibition at the Whitechapel Art Gallery in 1956. He became a lecturer at Cambridge. Wilson met Finnish architect Alvar Aalto through Martin, a person we just mentioned, and he had indeed Alvar Aalto had a major impact on Mr. Wilson. He was a fellow at Churchill College in Cambridge. He retired from teaching in 1969 to concentrate on his architectural practice. God, this is just too long, this text. Exactly now, when I'm in a hurry to record this as quickly as possible. There was an influence, especially from Aldo Rossi, an extension to the School of Architecture he did in Cambridge, a house for a painter. What else did he do? Libraries. Wilson designed his own home in Cambridge. He was commissioned to design the proposed Liverpool Civic and Social Center, but the building was never finished, being deemed fascist by the council. He also designed an extension for the British Museum, which was also never realized. The most significant influence on Wilson was the Finnish architect Alvar Aalto, who, though a modernist, did not always follow the modernist orthodoxies that were current at any given time. In a famous speech to the Royal Institute of British Architects in 1957, Aalto said, quoted by various writers with minor differences, "The architectural revolution, like all revolutions, begins with enthusiasm and ends with some sort of dictatorship." Unfortunately, it's kind of true. Wilson embraced this line of thought and developed it further in one of his best-known books, The Other Tradition of Modern Architecture, The Uncompleted Project, 1995. This is him as a statue, as a sculpture, a Bentham Road estate in Hackney, an apartment building, and he's not bad at all, actually. I like this architect. He's very different from Marco Casagrande, of course, but considering life as it is, not as we wish it is, It's not a bad building, and you can feel the influence of Le Corbusier. And I love the cars too, showing the time when the building was built. The building is so modern compared to the cars. It's in a way it's a smaller unité d'habitation built in Great Britain. They actually built two, I see. Harvey Court at Caius College, Cambridge. So they are dormitories. Not bad, monumental, but still sensitive. Sir Colin St. John Wilson. And the brick, as always, does the job in terms of warming up architecture, even when it's very regular otherwise, in terms of conception. Extension to the School of Architecture in Cambridge, the ornamentation, the aleatory ornamentation of various types of bricks. House for a painter, for the painter Christopher Cornford in Cambridge. I like this house very much. Both from the inside and the outside. It's romantic. It's both assertive and modest, I would say, which is not easy to do, but he did it. I think the architecture is better than the artworks. It's an excellent building, really, this house. Law, English, and statistical libraries, also at Oxford. Institutional buildings, maybe not sufficiently provocative, but you have to understand, for an established university here, we do not see the Ruin Academy of Casagrande, but we see a functioning building done with rigor and sense. If it is common sense, I don't know, maybe. His own home in Cambridge. Here it is. Interesting sculpture. I'm rushing to arrive at that library, which I think is an excellent building, and we see the influence of Alvar Aalto on his work in the best possible sense. The British Library, yes, this one, the British Library in London. It was a massive undertaking, great project, a large project, and I think the result is excellent. It has a certain level of romantic spirit, this brick architecture, and you feel that the lyrical functionalism of Alvar Aalto had an influence. It's a very vast building, but again, the brick helps in terms of warming up the building. There are some spectacular views here, especially in contrast to those Victorian buildings on the right side of this picture. You see, we look at harmony through contrast, the Victorian architecture and the modern architecture of Sir Colin St. John Wilson. London. And this is his grave stone, Sir Colin St. John Wilson, 1922, 2007. What is written on his gravestone in Latin translates like this: I believe so that I believe so that I may understand. I believe so that I may understand. Interesting. Credo ut intelligam. Alternatively spelled credo ut intelligam is Latin for I believe so that I may understand. The relationship between believing, meaning faith, and understanding is here presented to us in a rather provocative way. I believe so that I may understand. So I guess believing, faith comes first and understanding second. Happy birthday, Sir Colin St. John Wilson.